Good evening and welcome to Watson Memorial Stadium as we get ready for Game 1 of the district soccer season between the Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell High Coyotes. Alongside Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks so much for being with us on a warm Tuesday evening here in Hobbs, as the Hobbs Eagles under head coach Reyes Marcus come in at 9-5 on the season and starting district as the 9th-ranked team in the NMAA and Max Preps matrix. On the other side of things is the Roswell High Coyotes under head coach Nick Biggs. They are 10-4 on the year and right now number 12 in Class 5A according to the Max Preps matrix. Now, two teams that have kind of gone in different directions over the last week or so. The last three games, Roswell going 2 of 3 over their last three, losing to Centennial 3-2 in double overtime, then beating Lovington in Lovington 3-2 on basically literally a last-minute goal in regulation, and then just completely destroying Portales 9-1 in their final pre-district tune-up. For the Hobbs Eagles in their last three, they are 1-2. They beat Oregon Mountain 2-1, and then played Atrisco Heritage and did not have a good match at all, losing that one 9-1. Ouch. And then traveling to Albuquerque to take on Albuquerque Rio Grande and losing up in the Duke City 2-1. So, you know, you can't really take a whole lot out of that, I don't think, because now is when the season really starts.
Oh, yeah. And this is, you kind of wipe the slate clean in a way. In a way, you know, you still do have to worry about your whole season, your pre-district, because it's figured, you know, in the metrics if they need that, you know, later. So it is important. You can't discount it. But the real, the weighted part of the season, you know, begins right here, right now, on the field, on the pitch here at Watson Memorial Stadium for the Hobbs boys. And, you know, they are doing so well. I mean, it takes talent, but it takes good coaching, and it takes a lot of work. And you put all those three things together, and, you know, you start winning matches. And, you know, they're having a good season. They've got a winning season going, and they're looking to now continue that, build on their strengths and that got them to this point, and continue. They want to have as strong a district season as they can, of course, because every team wants to see postseason play. And the Hobbs Eagles, well, they've been a championship team, a state championship team. So
yeah, they are the defending
exactly.
5A state champs.
So they know what that feels like. And that puts a big target on your back, puts a lot of expectations on your shoulders. But they're battling through it. And that's what they're headed toward. You know, they see themselves and they want to return to that match. But you've got to play each one of them one at a time to get there.
Well, you certainly do, and the real part of the season that determines who gets there begins tonight here at Watson Stadium. The Eagles and the Coyotes taking on each other to open district play. Now, we actually saw this Roswell team in that Lovington game. We called that over on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel.
Right.
And Roswell, and I don't know if they were just off that game or after watching their JV and the Hobbs JV falling 3-0 in the match before this one. But like I said, I don't know if they were just having an off game, but they did not attack at all. They were opportunistic.
They were.
But they just kind of laid back, tried to play everything in the middle of the field.
Right.
And then when they got opportunities, they took them. That match actually came down to penalty kicks.
Yeah, it did.
And
but
2 of the 3 scores that Roswell had against Lovington were on the PK.
Yeah, and 2 completely different styles of play that night, at least in that match. Lovington came out extremely aggressive. They were taking a lot of shots on goal, and their percentage of shots made, you know, was a lot lower. Roswell, on the other hand, kind of hung back. They let Lovington expend a lot of energy. They played a lot of defense. They come into matches having given up a lot of points. So we weren't expecting a real strong defense, but they did hang back. They played defense, and the shots that they took, far fewer shots on goal, but the shots they took were more productive and effective.
Much more quality looks.
Their percentage, you know, was higher. Scoring percentage was higher as far as number of shots and compared to number of goals made.
And it looks like they're getting ready for the introductions and also the national anthem. So we will take a timeout, come back with the kickoff. This is Hobbs Eagle Soccer from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. Welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Soccer here on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. We are going to be fighting the sun for just a little while as it continues to set. Once it gets down probably in about 45 minutes or so behind Tidings Auditorium, things ought to clear up considerably on both the view and from up here in the booth as we get ready to get this one underway this afternoon. We are looking at kickoff, call it 82 degrees and just a little bit of a breeze here tonight. Hobbs wearing the home black kits with the white letters and numbers and the white striping. Roswell in the road white kits with black letters and numbers and red pinstriping on their unis as the two teams huddle up in front of their respective benches, just about ready to go on this one on a Tuesday night from here at Watson Stadium. I'm TJ Miracle alongside Don Morgan. Tiff and Evie keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. So Hobbs trying to get back in the win column after back-to-back losses for the first time in I don't know how many years. And Roswell High looking to make it 3 in a row on their recent swing. So the Eagles will come out starting in the cage tonight for Hobbs. It'll be Diego Castagnon. And for Roswell on the opposite side, it'll be Adrian Villa. Villa, pretty good keeper. He averages over 7 shots blocked a game, and he does not generally give up a whole lot. He's pretty athletic in there, as is Castagnon. So should be two pretty good goalies going at it tonight. As the head official will put things down in the Big H, and Hobbs will start things off as District 2024 gets underway here at Watson Stadium. Who is preparing to kick it back will be Camacho. Waiting on the final word from the officials, and there we go. And we are underway with District. So Hobbs controlling. But a bad pass and turnover to Roswell early. Just underway, 10 seconds into it. So the Coyotes will come over and collect the ball, and they will have a throw in. And throwing it in will be Julio Vasquez. He'll actually hand that off to Raul Gonzalez, who was not announced as one of the starters, but he will throw it in off the head of one of the Eagles. And then the Eagles will body it up with Brandon Almanza, who was also not announced as a starter tonight, but is in there. So Hobbs has it, and it'll go back towards the cage, where it'll be corralled by Castanon, and then back out towards the midfield. Hobbs just trying to kind of choke off the passing lanes, but there's one that gets through. We talked about it as the centering pass, and the shot is up, and it is in. And just like that, Roswell strikes first less than 2 minutes into this match.
Did not see that coming, really.
Yeah, bad turnover, and Hobbs just let it right loose right in the middle of the pitch, as that goal was scored by Axel Sanchez at 1 minute and 2 seconds of the first period. Yowza. So just like that, Hobbs in a 1-0 hole. But yeah, bad turnover deep inside Hobbs' defensive territory, and Roswell sprung Sanchez free, and nobody was there to guard. So now Hobbs going to be playing from behind.
It's taking all I can do just to try to look beyond, try to look and
sun,
keep the.
That sun is brutal, the way it comes in.
Yeah, it's between
and we'll
my eyes and the camera's eyes.
Don't hurt your eyes. We can replace the camera. We can't replace your eyes.
Well, I'll do my best to follow the ball and to get the camera to be able. It's just a little difficult to see and
this time
keep
of day,
up with it.
The way the press box and everything is here is just not conducive to late afternoon, early evening games.
Another 30, 40 minutes, and it should be fine. But right now it's a little tough.
Yeah.
So my apologies if I miss a little bit of action or a little behind something here.
So on the back out, Villa will kick it away, and he will send it to the near side to one of his running mates, as that'll be Vasquez, who bodies it up into the midfield. Roswell and Hobbs battle for it. As Sanchez, he will send a deep one in, a runner. Hobbs couldn't get anybody free, as coming out of the cage is Villa. He'll just land on it. No shot on goal. Roswell, 1 shot on goal, 1 goal. Hobbs still looking for their first attempt as we click down to the 3 minutes mark here in the first.
Feeling Hobbs is definitely feeling the pressure now to even things up, get that goal back. Having been beaten, 9-1 by Atrisco Heritage, I think they're going to feel like they can't afford to let Roswell get too much in front of them. They need to get the goal back as quickly as they can.
And we will have an injury timeout as a big collision down around the 15-yard line on the football pitch. Of course, this is Hobbs football this week. The Hobbs Eagle football team is on a bye week this week. But soccer, a couple of matches this week. We will have the Hobbs girls for you on Saturday. Hobbs volleyball will be back home on Saturday, too. Those matches here on Hobbs Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com. So
that player's still down. And we move the camera away. We do this in football as well, and move the camera away from that. Now the player is up and stretching out, so doesn't look like he's going to get pulled from the game. So hopefully,
I don't know if they have to bring.
They may bring him off. They have to. They have to bring him off to the sidelines. Okay, and he is going to come off.
But off under his own power, so that's good news.
Always good sign.
Juan Camacho will head off to the sideline. And on the minor penalty, it'll be a free kick for Hobbs, but they will have it deep inside Roswell territory, so they can work the set play here. And just see what happens off of the boot of Alexis Sanchez. So Sanchez preparing to kick it from the far hash mark. Hobbs attacking the north goal. Sanchez will kick it, bends it in, and that one is tapped away. So he got it to bend in. And a good shot for Sanchez, but it does not go, and that will be a save for Villa. As it immediately comes back out, Roswell going to try and go on the attack, kick it into the midfield and out. Should go over to the Eagles, and it will. Again, the sun just brutal this time of day. On the field is in shadow, but the press area and the camera deck is not.
And of course, the fans are sitting actually on the visitor side, as they do for soccer, and don't have to deal with the sun in their eyes.
And a long shot put in by the Eagles, and another stop by Villas. I believe that was Galindo over on the far side, sending that one on net, but not able to get it in.
And we have two Galindos in the lineup. Orlando, who wears jersey number 2, and then we have number 7, Dylan Galindo.
As Roswell plays tight defense and will move it back out to the midfield. Now they're going to try and get a rudder coming up the near side. That is Vasquez. He will center it, but it'll be taken away by Hobbs, who will then just send it right back down the pitch.
And it's going to pop out. It'll be Hobbs' ball on a throw-in.
Yes, it will, and tossing that in will be Alex Gamez, looks like. Nope, Alex going to leave it off. And throwing it in will be Brandon Almanza. Well, nope, they changed their mind. Now it'll be Nathan Villalobos. Villalobos usually pulls the inbound trigger. And a long kick over, trying a shot on goal. That one will sail over and behind the goal, trying the bad angle shot from the near side. 7 minutes gone here in the first. Roswell scoring at the 1:02 mark of the first half of play on a turnover and then a centering pass. Beautiful goal. Credit where credit is due. So Hobbs playing from behind. As Roswell will send that one bouncing. It's a foot race as Villalobos will get it. He will send it back to Castanon, who will then send it right back out into the midfield. Where Hobbs will try and take over. And then out off of an eagle foot and over to Roswell on the far side out. So Roswell will toss it deep back into their own end. Hobbs will bring up a little bit of pressure. Roswell works the far sideline and out off of one of the Eagles. And a quick throw in for the Coyotes, but Hobbs will take it away, trying to work up the left wing. Coming on the inside, an attempted tackle, and the ball swatted away. Hobbs will get it back and try and reset, but Roswell will get it and just send it back to safety.
Yeah, Roswell's been playing excellent defense here. Hobbs is going to have to overcome that.
Yes, they are, as Hobbs will send in a bouncer trying to get the runner on the wide angle shot is Almanza. He'll center it up.
Ooh.
Winds up bouncing through. That could have been dangerous, and it'll go over to Sanchez as he will feed it back. And then a slide tackle, but taking it away and moving away is Sanchez. He'll take it up the left wing where one of the Roswell defenders will just kick it away into the stands and out. Hobbs will stay on the attack. So Hobbs trying to work a little pressure and a little offense here, and we will have a tackle on the far sideline. They're going to say free kick or just a throw in. Yeah, it will be a free kick for Hobbs. It'll be from an extreme angle, though, 10 yards out. As that'll be Sanchez to try and bend it towards the goal as the Eagles set up right in the middle and trying to get it off the head. A big collision under the net and out. As leaping up was Dylan Galindo as he collides with Villa, who came out of the cage to contest that, and goes out and back to Roswell.
And Hobbs has been successful in keeping the ball in the scoring zone against Roswell, but they just haven't had enough opportunities to do some passing and to get the ball close enough with a true, really good shot on goal here.
As Camacho checks back in, comes in for Morales. Almanza working it around the center. Hobbs looking for a little room to run, this time on the near side. Attempted centering pass. It'll go off the foot of one of the Coyote defenders. That was Garcia. And it'll be Hobbs throw in from in front of their own bench. We are at the 10-minute mark of the first half. 2 40-minute halves, a 10-minute halftime. Working the near side. Roswell trying to collapse in on the Eagles. They will take it away, but then they will turn it over in the middle of the field. Roswell gets it back, though, and Castellanos will send it all the way back down the pitch. Foot race down there as Hobbs trying to get to it with Astorga, and he'll just send it out under pressure from the Coyotes. But now the Coyotes have effectively flipped the field on the Eagles.
They have, and with the ball is moving that fast downfield, it's a real struggle to try to get people down there to defend, but also to do that in a way that you don't create offsides.
And on the throw-in, we had a tackle in the middle of the field. The Coyotes slow to get up. We'll get up now, though, as the Eagles get to it, as Villalobos comes up the near side, and he will send a bouncer out and was trying to get it to Gamez, who then gets hip-checked and back to Villalobos in the midfield. 2 Coyotes collapse on him, and the ball is going to be taken away and up the near sideline. Roswell trying to get a little break going. Hobbs doing a nice job just getting a foot on that one to get it out with Sanchez. But it'll be Roswell throw in. Smelling a little bit of something going on here. And trying to create some more offense. One thing we did notice about this Roswell team when they were playing Lovington, they are extremely physical.
Yeah, and that was a very physical match between the two. In fact, there were 2 or 3 players down during that match.
For both sides.
Yes, for both sides, yeah.
And there's another tackle, no call. Eagle up and okay. That's Raul Morales. Still working the midfield. Hobbs trying to work it through. And a nice little heel kick. That could be trouble on the left wing. Hobbs will run in, going towards the goal, and a stop by Villa. And then it comes in, and it'll bounce off the post on the rebound. Hobbs with 2 fantastic looks, but not able to get it through as Villa stopped one. And then the assistant goalkeeper, also known as the post, stopped another one.
Yeah, they're not done yet. Well, now it goes back to Roswell, but excellent opportunities for Hobbs there.
Yes, there was, as Juan Camacho getting one of those shots in, and I think Sanchez with the other. Oh, Hobbs, a couple of brilliant looks out there, and then credit where credit is due, a great stop for Villa. And then, again, just ring it off the post.
Yeah, Villa did an excellent job in that match against Lovington because Lovington took so many shots on goal, and he only, if he only let one through. I mean, there was only one true goal.
Yeah, and one was on a penalty kick.
Yeah, exactly, and true. And when I say true goal, they're all
Right.
goals, but as far as just an open field goal and not a PK, so yeah.
As it looks like it'll be a free kick for Roswell from the near sideline. Coming over to make that will be Leonardo Medrano. As Roswell will go for the set play. From around the 35-yard mark, send it up and towards the goal, and a header and stopped. Nice job on the stop there by Castanon. Third shot on goal for Roswell and a quick whistle. As the Coyotes putting that one into the middle of the pitch and then off of the head of Farrell Garcia. And so Hobbs will send it back into play, trailing 1-0. Clicking towards the halfway portion of the first. Hobbs working it towards the midfield with Galindo. That's Orlando Galindo. And then back to Alex Sanchez, but he'll get his pocket picked, but takes it right back. And they'll send it back to Castanon, and they will reset it again. Bouncing through is Roswell trying to find a little bit of room. Hobbs going for the breakout, now up the right wing, moving it through with Almanza. Almanza, nifty little move, gets it through, but a Roswell defender gets back to cut off his lane and take it away from him. That was Medrano. Settling it down and dribbling it around will be Vasquez, but a whistle and out. Should be Hobbs' throw in from the near sideline. As Andrick Morales will check back in.
Yeah, and it will be a throw in midfield.
So Villalobos to toss it in. 25 minutes to go, plus stoppage time here in the first. Hobbs will send a slow bouncer out, and Villa will come out and just collect it himself. Protected from a charging Camacho.
Yeah, very capable goaltender. He's got a lot of saves this season.
Yes, he does. And we will have a whistle. Is it offsides? Or are we going to have a minor foul? Just a minor infraction to give it to Hobbs. As the Eagles now going to take it up the left wing, trying to find a little room, trying to use their speed. Hobbs, I think, has better speed than Roswell,
think so
but
too.
Roswell, I think, is probably a little more physical. So they're using their physicality to negate some of the speed.
Yeah, and I think that's the key maybe for Hobbs is to use their quickness and their speed because they do have the advantage there.
And a tangling at midfield on the far side.
Yeah, just incidental contact on both sides, but then a tripping.
And we will have Dylan Galindo go top over Tico.
Exactly.
And it'll be a free kick for Hobbs. So free ball from the 35-yard line on the football field, the American football field, 45 yards out. Got an extra 10 yards on either side. 120-yard field for soccer, and a little bit wider too. So the Eagles going to set up another play and sending that one on towards net. Is Villa going to just come out and grab it himself off of the foot of Sanchez.
Oh, nice takeaway there. Nice steal.
Yes, it was. As Hobbs trying to work it into the middle.
Roswell doing an equally nice job of taking the ball away as well. And good defense.
And now they're going to put a bouncer. This could be trouble as Hobbs has to slide back and get it. And a beautiful tackle and takeaway for the Hobbs defenseman back there. That was Astorga. And now Hobbs going to try and do it themselves up the right wing and too far out of the reach of the Eagle flashing up the near side Gamez. And it'll go back to Roswell in front of the Eagle bench. So we click towards the halfway point plus stoppage time here in the first half. Into the middle, a little pop-up. That'll get over the head of everybody. It'll be a foot race. Camacho trying to get back to it. Roswell will just have to swat it away over on that far side with Gonzalez. So it'll be Hobbs with a throw-in from the 10-yard mark, roughly, 10 to 15 yards out. As Astorga will come over for the throw-in. As the sun's still pretty darn brutal here on us up in the booth. He'll get down behind Tidings before too long on the throw-in, getting it into the middle, and Roswell just headed away back to the middle. A couple of Eagles in the neighborhood, but a couple of Coyotes there too, and an Eagle is down at the 10-yard line, and a whistle will sound as a hard collision.
Yeah, and we talked about how physical soccer is. I mean, from a distance, it just looks like they run around all the time and kick the ball, and occasionally, head the ball and chest the ball. But it's a very, very different story down on the pitch. I mean, they are fighting for that ball constantly. Your legs are constantly in contact with other players. Your feet and legs take a beating, and there's their elbows, that are constantly thrown. You're bodying against other players, bumping in, banging in, and it's quite a physical sport. You don't see that necessarily, and some teams have
Orlando Galindo was back up, and he's off under his own power.
And that's good. Some teams have a less physical style and tend to play a little cleaner, more elegant looking football style for soccer. But even at that, those players are actually taking much more of a beating down there. It's much more physical than it looks from afar.
Carlos Castanon will check in, and they'll send one on the free ball that Villa will come out and take at the front of the goalie box, and then he will send it all the way down the field. Hobbs trying to get to it, and they'll just have to head it back under pressure to Castanon. Roswell's done a pretty good job stymieing Hobbs. Hobbs with 2 shots.
And again, think about it. Roswell has not taken that many.
Four shots for Hobbs and just 3 for Roswell.
Exactly.
And one of them found the back of the net. Hobbs trying the centering pass over the head of everybody and back onto the feet of a Coyote. And then moving it up to the near side with Vasquez. Villalobos will dribble it, take it away, and Hobbs going to try on the right wing once again with Almanza. Almanza and Camacho teaming up over here and off of one of them. The Eagles continuing to try and pressure. And that one just a missed kick. Could be trouble. Almanza sends it into the middle of the pitch. Sanchez trying to get some room in the wing. He'll bring it over to the far corner as he battles and he gets knocked down onto the track.
Yeah. And they're
little handshake. They're all right.
Just to show no hard feelings.
Yeah, be a free kick, though, for Alexis Sanchez, and he'll send that one into the middle of the pitch. Hobbs going to try and head it in. They'll control it, and then a turnaround, not much on it, and then Roswell will just boot it away on the high roundhouse kick. So Hobbs going to bring it back to the midfield and try and recollect as they'll come to Villalobos. And Villalobos, he's going to throw a pretty good hip check, and it'll be a free kick for Roswell. Villalobos can definitely go physical for physical with the Coyotes. That was Gonzalez down there who just checked in. We'll see who is going to take the kick out at the 45-yard line. So Roswell going to go set up. And the kick down, it'll be a high one. Castanon comes out, and he will grab it and then toss it right back out, trying to get it to his attacking forwards. To Castanon, up the far sideline, a little stop and go. Has to center it under pressure. Into no man's land, an attempted slide tackle. Yeah. And Roswell will just take it back, and they will recommence and reconnect as Villa back out to the middle of the pitch. 18:42 remaining here in the first half. Roswell leading 1-0. Villalobos will stop the progress and try and center it up. Roswell takes it back. Roswell bouncing ball. Hobbs defender will just head it away. And now Roswell trying to put a little bit more offensive pressure on. So Villalobos, he loses that one. This could be trouble. Working over, trying to go to the middle, and a tackle at the 5-yard line. That could wind up being a penalty kick for Julio Vasquez.
Yes, Hobbs was getting a little.
And it will be. It will be a PK.
They were, trying a little too hard to stop that ball. But that's what happens a lot of times is you just see trouble coming and you want to try to keep that from being a quality kick toward your goal. And sometimes you go too far with it, as they did.
Yeah, they just misread it a little bit, and so that let it get by. And so they're going to let Hiram Alvarado take the PK as he will put the boot into it and stopped by Castanon.
Yeah, nice save. Beautiful. As he dove for it, he guessed right, probably saw the point. You're just watching the foot, you're watching the body, and he saw the foot and where that was headed. He dove to the left and was able to get in front of that ball, keep it out of the net.
His 4th stop on 5 shots. And back into the middle.
Yeah, the body can lie, but the foot doesn't. So.
No, it does not. But Roswell trying to find its way through again, and Hobbs just going to have to come over and send that one out off of Astorga. So now Roswell with 5 shots on goal, Hobbs with only 4. Double check that. 1, 2, 3.
I think you're right.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've just got 4 for us, and I'm missing actually a couple for them. I think one was there, and I think one was here, so we'll go with that.
Had to go and chase that ball.
16:20 remaining here in the first, plus stoppage time.
We noticed this against Lovington when it gets down to about 10 to 15 minutes left of each period. Roswell picks up the pace. They get much more aggressive offensively.
There's a long kick down, and one of the Hobbs defenders, that's Almanza, will put it off the head and out on the far side. Roswell throw in at 15:50 remaining, plus stoppage time in the first.
Yeah, it was beautiful sunset. As I'm so relieved that there's just a bit of orange glow back there, but the camera's much clearer now. Thank you to Mother Nature.
Yes, indeed. As Roswell tries a long kick and then deflected off of the fanny of one of the Eagles and back onto the foot of Hobbs, trying to take it up the far left sideline in a battle and out. The Coyote goes down on the track. And they're going to decide that it is Roswell ball for the throw-in. Now we are at the 15-minute mark of the first half. Roswell still leading this one 1-0. Scoring at 1:02 of the first. On a turnover and then a breakaway. And a bouncer back. Villalobos gets to it and then gets clipped from behind. I think Roswell is, and we saw this against Lovington, they know they're not as fast as a lot of teams, but they're definitely going to make you feel every move you make. It's Julio Vasquez on that hip check as Astorga now to send it back into play on the free kick, as that one will go sideline to sideline. The Hobbs defense going to try and start the offense off. Think about Roswell. They have kept Hobbs out of the middle of the field. They have made him work the sidelines and the wings. Eagles with a couple of opportunities that have come up short.
And of course, when you do that, when you press a team toward the edges and the outside, you're limiting their possibilities. You're limiting that. When they have the middle of the field to work with, they've got a lot more possibilities in terms of passing and developing plays.
And Roswell's done a much better job getting their attack to the middle of the pitch. So Roswell trying to win 3 in a row. Hobbs trying to snap a 2-game skid.
Yes, and trying to start off district with a win here. And that's important, trying to set the tone for this district season.
And on the throw-in, Hobbs will just have to boot it back out towards the midfield. It'll come off the foot of Gamez, and he will try and send it forward to a breaking winger, but Roswell takes it away. And they'll continue just to work it middle of the field. Now they'll come near side to Vasquez. Centering pass, bouncing it back. It's a bouncer. Hobbs has not done a good job collecting those bouncers as Castanon comes out and he gets tangled up on the far side with a Coyote. Castanon wins the battle and the ball. But then off of the hip, Roswell will come back. Hobbs going to have to slide in and try a tackle. And it'll be a free kick for Roswell. Hobbs faithful not liking the minor infraction.
Not at all. That usually will mean sometimes that fans are seeing something that they, that they think they're seeing something that they think the ref has missed.
Carlos Castanon got a warning. He was not yellow carded, but he did get a warning. So it'll be a free kick for the Coyotes with 12 minutes to go. Here in the first as the Coyotes send a high one on towards net, and Castanon just going to watch that one sail over the cage and pretty much all the way back to the street. It'll give it back to Hobbs.
That's what we saw on a lot of the, both Lovington and Roswell were doing that when they were taking kicks, and there were quite a few more penalties in that match, and there were a lot of kicks fairly close into the goal taken, and they were going high. A lot of them were going, they missed high. A couple of them hit the crossbar, but most of them just missed high or wide.
I think we had a combined 6 field goals in that game that don't count in the soccer world.
Yeah, they were high and through the uprights, right?
And a slide and a takeaway right in the middle of the field. Roswell trying to get some pressure on. They'll leave it off in the left wing, working through. As Hobbs will take it away on a nice move there by the Eagles and Castanon. He'll send it on a screamer towards the middle, but intercepted by Roswell. Now they'll try it again. This time they've got a breakaway bouncer in the middle of the field. The Eagles looking for it and stopped by Villa, but on the deflection, coming right back to the Eagles, and the shot put on by Camacho, but not able to go.
Not dead yet.
And it
goes past and then
through.
Yep, kicked back.
And then out. So Hobbs, a golden opportunity right there. Camacho not able to drill it past Villa on either the initial shot or the rebound.
Yeah, a lot of times your best opportunity is on a deflection, on the rebound or the deflected shot. And just anticipating where the ball is going to be is so important, because that gives you a chance to get the ball into the net a lot of times without any defense, stopping anything in your way.
Hobbs will take it back. They're going to try the runner. Coming up the near sideline again, working with Sanchez. Sanchez gets tackled on the back line, and it goes out, and it'll be Roswell ball. 10 minutes remaining here in the first half, plus stoppage time. So Villa will come over and send it away. So Hobbs a couple of golden opportunities. Now Roswell with one coming back the other way, and that'll be a kick and into a wide open net, and that one is in. And the Roswell Coyotes have taken a 2-0 lead, and that one will come off of Jose Gonzalez.
And again,
at the 20-30 mark.
On breakaways, Roswell scoring both of their points. The first one very early on, and now this one on breakaways. And while they were solo breakaway, Roswell was able to have another attacker, a striker up there.
So Hobbs will take it back.
Yeah, sorry, my phone is...
So now a 2-0 Roswell lead.
Yeah, my phone dumped out of our scoring system here, so.
9 minutes remaining. Throw in for the Coyotes, who have taken advantage of 2 breakaways. And then And off of the foot of one of the Coyotes on the throw-in and back to the Eagles. Roswell going to leave one forward up and drop everybody else back in defense on the Hobbs throw-in. Roswell take it right back, trying it and working it towards the middle of the field again, trying to get that centering pass. Then a dribble, settling it down, crossing the mid-stripe. Big battle, Hobbs will take it away. Castagnon, and trying to get it right back from Gomez, and Roswell will take it away, but Hobbs immediately sends it back. 8:17 to go, back towards the middle of the field. Eagles trying to get a push going here late in the first. There's a bouncer, could be trouble. Settling down and coming out, and that one is going to go away and out, and whistles sound. As dangerous as Villa came out to try and intercept that one, and we've got an Eagle and a Coyote down in the end zone.
And the Coyote.
That'll be Castellanos for the Coyotes. He's up.
He's up, but the Eagle player is still down.
Pretty good collision under there.
Certainly was. They had both developed a pretty good head of steam and were trying to occupy.
For that ball. And since V had come out and gotten taken out.
Trying to occupy the same space just does not work.
And I think they're going to say PK for Hobbs.
And it should be, because the way I saw it is that it was that the infraction was on Roswell. That the first hit was Roswell.
The thing is, when the keeper
Hobbs
comes out of that box, he is fair game. And so taking the penalty kick for the Hobbs Eagles will be Alexis Sanchez.
Good chance.
Sanchez, little stutter step, goes in and passed, even though Villa got a hand on it. He will score on the PK at, that'll be 22-11 of the first on the penalty kick, and Hobbs has cut the lead in half, now 2-1 in favor of Roswell.
Good work for Hobbs again. Put yourself in a position, even if you're actually trying to score, and put yourself in the right position. And of course, the defense, the pressure's on them to work really hard to try to keep you out of the net, to keep the ball out of the net. And chances are they're going to work a little too hard at it, just like Hobbs did against Roswell in the other end of the pitch.
Roswell going to boot it away. Let's see if that will energize Hobbs here late in the first half. 7.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. 2-1, Roswell in the lead. To one of the backside defenders. Moving it through is Astorga, and he'll get clipped from behind, and he should have a free kick.
Nothing Hobbs would like better than to go ahead and make a run against Roswell right here with 7 minutes left in regulation in first period plus stoppage time to go ahead and try to even things up and get things back to scratch.
Astorga sends a bouncer into the middle. The ref does a nice job moving out of the way of that one. And Hobbs will recollect at the midfield. To the middle with Astorga. Then to the near side with Almanza. Almanza tries the centering pass to Morales. Now they'll work it up the far right wing. Sanchez centering pass headed away and right onto the foot of one of the Eagles, but not able to turn around and pull the trigger is Morales. And Roswell desperately trying to clear it out, and they will. 6.5 remaining here in the first half.
Oh,
and Hobbs just going to have to slide and kick it away. It was Almanza, Nathaniel Almanza. As he was battling with Julio Vasquez. 6 minutes and change and stoppage time remaining here in the first half. 2-1, Roswell in the lead. And on the throw-in, the Eagles will bounce it back. It just kind of dies off the foot of one of the Coyotes. They were already moving downfield. Now we've got another potential breakaway. Coming up the right side, it'll be Galindo. He will shoot it in, and getting a hand on it is Villa.
Yeah. And
seventh shot for Hobbs.
You take the shot when you have it, but Hobbs did a really nice job there of moving up another attacker over on the left side to maybe try to take a pass. And had he maybe just pulled up, let Roswell fly by him, and then booted it over, made a good pass, and Hobbs might have had a better direct shot on goal there. Maybe
but now
a
the
better
other way,
chance.
we've got a one-on-one battle on the right sideline, left sideline. Centering pass into the middle of the pitch, gets away too much. And Hobbs will have a chance to recollect it with Dylan Galindo. Galindo gets taken off of the ball. And we've got a 3-on-4 situation, and then Hobbs will take a Coyote off the ball and take it back. Both sides barking at the ref. That means they're probably doing exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, when nobody's happy, that's usually when that means that you're doing your job.
So Sanchez will send a bouncer down. And to settle it down, getting into the middle of the pitch, kicking it through, and on the rebound, another one through and just wide. And sending that one wide was Camacho as he had Villa beat.
Yeah,
but he had to go around a Roswell defender.
And that put the angle just enough, just cheated the angle, or actually the angle was just bad enough. He couldn't cheat it and get it just a little bent more toward the net. So
Camacho not afraid
barely missed it.
Yeah, not afraid to take a look at the net. That's his 4th shot on goal. 4 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here in the first half. 2-1 Roswell in the lead. As Villa will send it back out. As Hobbs tries to get control just on the Roswell side of midfield. Now another bouncer in deep. Villa will come out.
And just catch that one,
Yep,
right? Catch it and fall on it.
Catch it at the 15-yard mark. And the drop kick away with 3.5 plus stoppage in the first. And we'll have a whistle and free kick for Hobbs on the minor infraction. Hobbs trying to knock this one up at 2 late in the first. He'll come near side to Sanchez. Sanchez, just a nifty little move. Thought he was going to send it and instead gets away.
Yeah, nice fake.
And then into the middle of the pitch. Hobbs nor Roswell able to control it. Now Roswell just have to send it out as Hobbs picks up the pressure. 3 minutes plus stoppage time here in the first.
Hobbs could really use a goal here to not only tie it up, but to go into the halftime with a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence on their side and come out with a clean slate. Just whole new ball game if they get it tied up.
And off of the head and then off of the foot and out. Hobbs just keeps inching it towards the goal, so it'll be a throw-in from around 10 yards out for the Eagles.
And the more time you can spend in your opponent's, in the scoring zone and your opponent's end of the pitch, the better your chances are. And that's what Hobbs is trying to do, is dominate, is ball control, dominate possession here, and give themselves every opportunity to take shots on goal and get one in, get one through.
As they will bring it out to the center of the pitch and then off of the deflection. This could be a one-on-one break. Hobbs doing a nice job getting back to it with Almanza. As we are now at 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go here in the first half. 2-1. Roswell still in the lead. Winner of this one goes 1-0 in district. Hobbs looking for their 10th win of the season overall. Roswell trying to get victory number 11. So that ball going all the way to the street. Hobbs will collect it. Are we going to have a corner kick? I do believe we might. So our first corner kick of the night will come from the southeast corner, as Roswell will send a high one in and out. Back onto the foot of the Eagles. Hobbs now going to send it down. Roswell gets a foot on it and out. So it'll be Hobbs throw in as we've got 1 minute plus stoppage time remaining. 1 minute plus stoppage remaining. So Hobbs going to try and get a late goal.
Oh, very nice.
Little side swipe onto the far left wing.
Yeah, nice
then
footwork.
Centering pass, but Roswell there to take it away and then send it back out.
Oh, nice sliding stop there, and it was totally legal, clean, a great takeaway.
Missed everybody, and
very nice.
Disrupted it just enough. Castanon will send it back into play for the Eagles. 30 seconds plus stoppage time remaining here in the first and out. And it'll be Roswell throw in. The Roswell coaching staff going to come collect that one and get it to Garcia, who will send it in. A high one and over the head of all of the Eagles, and the Coyotes on the run. Castanon comes out, and he will try and slide tackle it. Hobbs tries to save it, and they will before it can go out. Send it back in. We are in extra time now. So into extra time in the first. Centering pass for the Coyotes as they battle, and, well, they didn't have much stoppage time there at all.
Much.
And that will do it on the first half of play. District opener here at Watson Stadium. The Coyotes leading the Eagles 2-1. The Coyotes drawing first blood at just a minute and 2 seconds into the game on a turnover and then a centering pass. Nope, they didn't. They are saying play on.
Okay.
I think there was just a minor infraction.
So
we've played about a minute and a half now of stoppage.
time.
And with the injuries and things, there probably will be 3 minutes, I would guess, of stoppage time. So a throw in for Roswell. We are in extra time here in the first. Into the middle of the pitch. Hobbs going to get it back. Battle for it. Going to the middle. Hobbs trying to get a run up the right side, trying to get there with Camacho. Camacho chests it off, and then it'll be out off of a Roswell defender. Throw in for the Eagles. We are in extra time here in the first half of play. Hobbs going to try and knot it up in the first half extra. So the throw in by Alexis Sanchez. They will toss it in and off of the head and into a white wall, but off the rebound, Roswell trying to get it away, and finally they will get it out into open territory.
Whistle sound.
And whistle, and is that
That's
going to do it? That will do
Yep.
it on the first half, as we played about 2.5 minutes of stoppage time there. So, all right, Roswell starting the scoring in the first half. 102 on a takeaway, a turnover, and then a beautiful centering pass onto the foot of Axel Sanchez, bangs it home. Then they got the second one in the first half as Jose Gonzalez at the 20-30 mark made it a 2-0 Coyote lead. Hobbs answering, no less than 2 minutes later, as Alexis Sanchez on a penalty kick took it into the back of the net for Hobbs' lone tally in the first. So Hobbs in the first half taking, let's see, that would be 9 shots, and Adrian Villa stopping 8 of those. Roswell taking 6 shots, and Diego Castanon stopping 4 of them. So 2-1 is the score. The Coyotes in the lead over the Eagles. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second half. Hobbs Eagle Soccer continues on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. And welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Soccer on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com with Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. Roswell leading the district opener tonight 2-1 here at Watson Stadium. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. So the Eagles with their work cut out for them here in the second half. While we've got a moment, big thanks to all of the sponsors who make Hobbs Sports possible on the YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. You see them there at the bottom of your screen, and we appreciate their help and support making Hobbs Eagle and Lady Eagle sports possible. And for us, because of them, we never have to ask you for payment or subscription or donations or anything like that. We do that because of those great local businesses. So the Eagles trailing by 1 as we get the second half underway. 2-1 is the score. Of course, Roswell gets the opening kickoff. And Roswell did a very nice job in that first half of limiting Hobbs' opportunities. The Eagles took a lot of shots, but Villa stopped a bunch of them too, all but a PK. As we work down of course, we flip ends of the field. Now Hobbs will be attacking to the south. And a bouncer back to the midfield. Hobbs trying to get some sustained pressure going here early in the second half. Roswell's dropped everybody back pretty much in defense. In front of the Roswell bench goes out, and it'll stay Hobbs' ball.
I think you just hit on one of the keys to this second half for Hobbs. Sustained attack, sustained offensive attack, sustained pressure, consistency, ball control. And that's and shots on goal, being able to organize and set up. Solo breakaways are so exciting to watch, and man, there's nothing. It just feels so good when you're racing toward a goal and your heart's racing and you're in control and you just can feel that shot on goal coming, and it's exhilarating, right? And as much as it is exhilarating, still you want to be able to have more options, available with teamwork, and solo breakaways are great. You take them if you've got them, but if you can work an odd man break or something, exactly, and have somebody to fall back on to pass to, or somebody to take a deflection to be able to hit it in. That's that doubles your chances.
Bill Hobbs controls it in the midfield. Roswell putting on some pressure. Eagles now moving from the right to the left on your video screen. Roswell moving left to right. Hobbs needs to find a way to get more pressure in the center of the pitch. Roswell did a nice job keeping them pretty much bottled up on the wings in that first half. And another bouncer goes in. This one will be on the right wing. Hobbs centering pass, but Roswell cuts off the lane and bounces back out into the teeth of the Coyote defense, and they'll send a long one back down into the midfield. And out on the near side and out. And it'll be a Roswell throw-in on the far side. 3 minutes gone here in the second half. Roswell ball on the throw-in. Hobbs trying to put a little pressure and a whistle. Minor infraction. It'll be a free kick for the Eagles. And again, the Eagles going to have to find a way to match Roswell High's physicality. Sanchez sends that one bouncing towards the goal, and Villa just pushes it out. 10th shot on goal for the Eagles, including the PK. 9 not including it. As Roswell trying to get a man breaking down. That's how their goals have come, as they've taken advantage of some miscues. Now Hobbs going to send a long one down, and Villa going to come out and just collect it in front of his net. And started back down for the red, white, and black. The black, gold, and white of the Eagles. And another bouncer onto the left wing. Castanon goes over and will collect it near the edge of the goal box. And send it back out. Eagles having a little bit of trouble corralling and settling the ball down and controlling. Now they'll get it settled down and start working through. Attempted pass headed away by Roswell.
Hobbs gets it right back.
And again, Roswell keeping them pretty well confined to the wings. A lot of opportunity in the middle of the pitch. There's a shot from the middle, and it'll go wide just to the right. But that's about the first head-on shot that Hobbs has had in a while. They had a really good look in the first half, but Villa able to knock away a couple of opportunities by Camacho.
Right, and then one hit goal, deflected part, hit part and caught part of the goal, one of the goalposts.
Well, the Roswell cage man will send it back down. Roswell, a bouncing ball headed away by an Eagle and out in front of, oh, not out. Good save there by Astorga. And he'll try and send it back the Eagles' way, and then a sideline to sideline out by Martin Sanchez. So Hobbs throw in at midfield. Eagles a little slide kick, trying to get a runner up the right wing. Deflects into the middle, but Roswell there before the Eagles can get to it. The teams battle in the middle of the pitch. A Roswell Coyote down. Slow to get up right at midfield. Now Hobbs taking it on the left wing. Looking, and that one will go out of the back and should be a corner kick for the Eagles. As timeout on the pitch as a Coyote is down. He's not feeling good and cramping up, so Hobbs going to help him try and stretch that out. And something you don't think about when we started this match, it was 82, 83 degrees and sunny. And now that the sun's down, the wind feels nice and cool, and that is a nice thing. But the drastic change in conditions, though, can sometimes cause you to cramp up.
True.
Yeah, I mean, it's according to the weather app on the phone, it's 74 degrees.
Of course, they're working very hard down there. Their body temp is elevated, and they're sweating, and then that cool air hits you suddenly, and it can mean bad things. It can mean cramping for sure. Plus, they're expending by this time in the match, even though they hydrated during halftime. You know, they're missing some electrolytes.
33 and a half minutes remaining in regulation.
You sweat a lot of potassium out.
Yes, you do.
Soccer. Yeah, it's all about conditioning. Just spending a lot of minutes out on the field, a lot of time in motion.
And make sure you're taking your water, your electrolyte juices, your pickle juice, whatever, as often as you can, every chance you get. And centering pass knocked away by Roswell, still on to Hobbs, and then a good shot and blocked by Villa.
Yeah.
Hobbs had an opportunity there and just kind of a little side roundhouse kind of kick there by Carlos Castanon. Villa gets a hand on it as it was trying to sneak in that far post. And so it'll go back to the Coyotes.
Once they get the fish the ball and get it back, it can then, when it goes past when it goes past the goals, it's got a lot of room that it can roll, and a lot of times it does, right up to the fence.
As the ball put back into play, Roswell on the march, taking it up the left wing, looking for somebody in the center. Good slide, and now a tackle, and I have a feeling we're going to have a PK coming. Nope. They're going to say it was clean, so Hobbs gets it out of harm's way, and now off of the back, coming through. Making his move is Camacho. Camacho, left-footed kick, tries to go to the middle. Blocked by one of the Coyotes, and now Camacho will battle with three Roswell defenders on the back line. Tries a centering pass, going to be taken away by the Coyotes as they will try and move it out of harm's way, and it'll wind up in the Coyote bench.
Boy, nice effort by Hobbs, though.
And it'll stay Roswell ball.
Good defense.
So Hobbs trying to trigger the offense. And we will have a collision. The Roswell player gets the worst of that one. He goes top over,
still
top over tail.
Not out of bounds now. It will go out. Yep.
As Dominique Salas battling on the near side with Vasquez. So Hobbs' throw-in is checking in. It'll be Fabian Segovia. His first action tonight. Getting some fresh legs in for Coach Marquez. Salas will look to throw it in, directs traffic. As Roswell will wind up in control. Trying the bicycle kick, and Turf Monster decided to keep a hold of one of the feet there, or one of the cleats anyway, on the Roswell defender. The Turf Monster can bite pretty often here at Watson, I've noticed, on both the soccer pitch and the football field.
Yep.
And the free kick for Roswell heads towards the goal, and Hobbs will wisely just head it away and then try and start it up the right wing. Little stutter step looking for some room. Far side, that will be Sanchez. And it'll be out and a throw in by Camacho. He will leave it off on that far side. So Hobbs working the far wing again, into the middle, and Villa comes out and will take that one away before it has any chance of getting anywhere close to his net. Roswell netminder is stopped 11, or faced 11 and stopped 10 tonight. And then back on the other side of things, casting on. We'll toss it back to the midfield where Roswell will retake control. 10 minutes gone here in the second half. Roswell holding on to the 2-1 lead. And a long bouncer down. No Eagles in the neighborhood. Roswell just let it bounce out. And, they're going to say Roswell touched it last. It'll be Hobbs' throw-in. At least that's what the flag man indicated.
And I believe that's how it will stand.
Yeah, I think so. Are they going to know? They're going to say, even though the flag man.
They're going to say Hobbs touched it last.
Yeah, even though the flag man indicated it was going to be Hobbs' ball. Salas will wind up with it, and he will send it out into the middle to Austin Almanza, who just checked in. He battles, and a Roswell Coyote goes down, and minor infraction, free kick for the Coyotes. I'm feeling Roswell's going to slow play as much as they'll be allowed to here.
Well, they have it's just a one goal lead here, but it's enough to give them that advantage and to slow things up. Just clog up Hobbs' lanes and try to keep them off balance, keep them from, developing an offensive rhythm and getting any really good shots on goal. And that's all Roswell's want to do is play spoiler. If they get a chance to take a ball on a breakaway and go try to add to their lead, they will. But it's really the pressure's on Hobbs now to try to catch up here, and they've got less than 28 minutes of regulation play to do it.
But still a lot of time. Anything can happen.
You bet.
So Roswell back with it. They get it to the middle of the pitch.
Yeah,
and we're going to have,
tripping.
I don't know if that'll be a free kick or a penalty kick. But
I don't know. It depends on.
And that's Hobbs' defense trying to stop the breakaway.
Exactly.
And back up. No yellow card, and they'll just say free kick. Well, about 35 yards out for the Coyotes. So the Coyotes going to run with the set play. They'll put 4 forwards across the front, and on the kick in, it is a shot off the top of the bar, and Hobbs will escape that free kick.
So pretty much right in the center, and that's where Costanon was set up. So dodged a bullet there.
Yes, they did. Each team has had one go off of one of the
crossbar.
cage's bars, either the crossbar or the sidebar.
Hobbs being a little more careful here.
Yes, they are. Now they'll send a bouncer on the left wing and over there. Everybody's heading out, so give it back to Roswell. Hobbs has a couple of their starters on the bench, I think, just collecting themselves, catching their breaths before they come back out for a final push.
And Coach Marcus also maybe, Coach Reyes, maybe trying, something different. Saying, hey, let's throw somebody new out there, something different, and see if we can shake something loose, create some opportunities. And yes, serves two purposes. Get some rest to your
Roswell
starters.
to the middle of the field, looking for a way through. Hobbs' defense does a nice job closing that one down. And they'll send it all the way back down as the Coyotes will get to it, send it near side, where they will collect it, corral it, and then send it back to the midfield. But Salas will come over, take it away from a Coyote attacker, and then he'll try and send it back up. And now Hobbs with a little room to work. That's Almanza that gets it taken away. But back onto the foot of the Eagles. Looking for some room through the center with Camacho. A couple of Coyote defenders, though, going to come over and body him off of it, and it'll go out. It'll be Roswell ball. 25 minutes remaining here in regulation, plus stoppage time. Welcome to October, first day of October. Happy fall. I mean, I know it's been fall officially for a week now, but week plus, but
It's just now starting to really feel like it, you might say.
at least the hint of it in the neighborhood.
That's all right.
So Roswell with a chance here. They had for a moment, they had a 3-on-2 look, and that one will be off the crossbar too from about 45 yards out.
Wow, that was it's a sneaky kick. I wasn't
Yes,
ready for it.
Sanchez, his third kick of the match.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden it was just aloft. That had some power behind it.
So now Hobbs going to try and take it down the other way. It's a bouncer. It's a foot race. V will come out, and he'll just pop it straight up into the southeast New Mexico sky. And it'll keep traveling for about 50 yards.
It's
Or
just
finally
now
settle down in the midfield.
Just finally settling things down. So those balls come from a big height. There's a lot of bounce to the soccer ball, and it is going to bounce around a few times until you can try to get a lid on it.
Into the middle, Roswell will take it away from the Eagles. Just send it safely back to the midfield. Now to Villalobos. He'll try a sweeping pass around to Coyote, who will catch up with the Hobbs attacker and boot it out near side. So a throw in for the Eagles from the near side. About 10 yards from the net. Villalobos on the throw in. Hobbs not really going with the set play. Villalobos just throws it in and tries to find somebody. And finds a Coyote instead of an Eagle.
Nice interception there and good pass. Right back to Roswell.
And now Roswell with a one-on-one opportunity. Coming up the middle, looking for some movement room is Vasquez. Vasquez will center it. Hobbs did a nice job getting the defenders back to block that one and take his lane away. And it'll be Hobbs' ball on the side out as Salas puts it back into play. Go back to the middle. The Eagles now going to try it on the left wing with Villalobos off the side of his foot, settles it down. He comes through and just swings through that when he's got a shot. Instead, he gives Roswell time to catch up. The Eagles, though, still alive, and that'll be a bouncer that'll go wide right of the cage. Off of Alexis Sanchez's foot. No shot on goal officially. 22-22 remaining in a 2-1 match in favor of Roswell right now. She's Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things. Back at One Radio Square.
Now we're clicking down toward 20 minutes left plus stoppage time, and pressure is going to start ratcheting up on the Eagles.
Yeah, once you get to that halfway mark of the period, and now Hobbs on another one-on-one run, and Villa just going to come out and take it himself.
Just going to have to fall on that one.
And he will, and now he is down and not feeling good as he had a collision with the Eagle attacker. That's the danger when you come out of the cage. You are vulnerable when you get outside the goalie area.
Yeah, vulnerable to contact, not only with the other team, but with your own sometimes.
But the goalies can do that. They are allowed to do that.
You bet. But you better make sure that you keep control of that ball as and get rid of it right away. Of course, in this instance, he went down injured before he could get rid of it. But
so maybe just getting the wind knocked out of him a bit.
Could be. I think he slipped, and he slipped and kind of fell pretty hard to the turf there. So we move the camera away while we have the injury timeout.
Yes, we do.
Or the injury stoppage, rather. It's not really a timeout. But
he has faced 11 shots and stopped 10 of them tonight. Castanon, on the other hand, has faced 10 and stopped 8. As the Hobbs training staff coming out. While we have a moment, a big thank you to all of the great sponsors and supporters who make Hobbs Eagle and Lady Eagle sports possible on Hobbs Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. You see them there at the bottom of your screen. Those are the good folks who make it possible for us to do this and never have to charge you to watch, which unfortunately too many schools and organizations do. That's just my opinion.
Right.
And we never have to beg for donations like too many places do. It's those great sponsors who make sure that we get to do this free of charge.
I think for soccer, just like they do for football, they need to break out one of the golf carts and have that ready because it is a long jog across the soccer pitch from one end to the other in that instance to try to get quickly, to an injured player with some med supplies and stuff. So yeah, I was watching, thinking I'm sure that person would be very grateful to actually be on the back of a little mule or a golf cart headed down there.
So they're checking him, and now the trainer going to help VR up, and looks like he will be helped off.
So
I think maybe going through, doesn't look like he's limping or anything, but so maybe going through some of the protocols on the
collision after the collision
and the concussion
possible,
protocols.
Yeah, if there was any contact, if there was any question about concussion, yeah. And so we will have a substitute goalie come in.
And that substitute keeper is going to be Jose Gonzalez, who actually has one of the goals for the Coyotes. So he is their substitute keeper, looks like. I will double check that.
Yeah, it's got the it's a little hard to read.
Yeah, it is 15.
From the number. Yeah, 15.
It is 15. So it is Gonzalez. He has them on his pants too. So.
Right.
So Gonzalez, the new keeper in the game, while they attend to Adrian Villa.
We certainly hope that he's going to be okay.
But this may have to change Roswell's outlook
maybe their
on
strategy
things
just a bit. I think they do rely on the goalkeeping of Villa, as he is certainly. It's probably, I think I haven't looked at the stats compared to other teams and goalkeepers, but I would suspect that he's among the top in terms of number of shots faced and saves from those, I would imagine.
So Roswell may just go now into complete and total shutdown mode as we click towards the halfway point of this second half. Roswell still with the 2-1 lead.
You want to protect the ball and keep it out of any, completely away from the net if you can, and not put your goalkeeper in that position. But a capable goalkeeper can change the strategy of your team and give you an extra back, to.
And that's not to say that Gonzalez is not a capable keeper.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
We haven't seen him, so we.
Sure.
But my guess is he's not the backup for nothing.
That's right.
So Hobbs continues to work it. Now Roswell going to take it away and try and get a little timeout. And we will have a free kick as Hobbs tackling Roswell. Hobbs is picking up the physical intensity a bit here as we get later on in the second half. And we are right now at the halfway point. 20 minutes now, less than 20 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. Free kick for Roswell after the infraction and sending it deep down into the Eagle defensive zone.
Sorry, I was stopping to swat a mosquito away. Had to pick
And
up
now
the
Roswell on the run and a wide angle shot taken. Didn't come anywhere close to the net, so no official shot, but Roswell decided they had a look. They might as well try it. It's on the near side. It'll be Almanza to throw it in. Or pardon me, that was Morales. As he works with Castanon. Now Roswell gets it back. Going towards the center of the pitch, and now coming out is Castanon. Takes it back, and he'll roll it near side to Salas. Salas to Morales. And then a whistle. And free kick for Hobbs, or, yep, it'll be a free kick from the near sideline for Hobbs. On Carlos Castanon, looks like he will do the honors and just taps it back to Sanchez.
From that far out, a lot of times that's your choice, as you don't really, have a serious look at that, and so it's sometimes better just to get it.
Bouncing ball into the middle, and there is another collision as just wrapping it up and holding on and hugging it is Jose Gonzalez, but he was in the midst of a pile and a collision too. Roswell doesn't have a third cage man listed on their roster. I don't know who their emergency keeper is. Is the Eagles with a throw in. As they continue to try and find some pressure, Roswell continues to try and find a way to stop it out. As Roswell will send it out. We're trying to get a leading winger out there, but it is too much, as you like to say, too many Wheaties on that one. 17.5 to go in regulation plus stoppage time. Roswell leading Hobbs 2-1. And now Roswell trying to pick up the, and you mentioned it in the first half, when they get down to about 15 minutes or so, they start picking up the pace. And coming back in is Villa. So I guess he passed all the necessary protocols and he's back out there. So Villa back out on the pitch, taking his place back in the cage. With Roswell on the defensive side of things. Or on the offensive side, I should say. And they'll just send it back to Villa, and he'll boot it away. It seems to be no worse for wear. As we got a bouncer, 2-on-2 break potentially. Broke it up there by Astorga in the middle of the pitch. And then Hobbs going to try and start working it back down. Eagles trying to get a man moving up the middle. That was Sanchez trying to split the defenders.
And ends up going out right in front of Roswell bench, a throw in for Hobbs.
Yes, the throw in to Camacho, and he'll get taken off the ball, but get right back up and get right back to it. And a high bouncer that Roswell's going to send to the sidelines and out. So Hobbs trying to pick the pressure up. 16 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the match. Throw in for Sanchez as he'll direct traffic before the throw in. Gets it into the middle, trying to get it off of the head of Camacho. Camacho just misfires on a little bit. Hobbs will send it back to the midfield and try to recoup. Now we've got a potential 2-on-2 break. Roswell bringing it up the far sideline, but too far ahead and too much spin on it. Give it back to the Eagles.
The Eagles not wasting any time here. They're moving quickly, working quickly, quick throw in, trying to organize offense, get shot on goal.
To Salas, to the near side, to Sanchez. Sanchez trying to get it over onto the far side for Almanza. Roswell takes it away as they lose it again.
Roswell
and another Hobbs throw in.
That's right. I mean, that just takes a certain amount of time, even if it's a few seconds here and there. You know, that's less time that Hobbs is spending in front of the goal or close to the goal trying to take shots. So Roswell's going to be content just to kick it away and keep it out of their hands.
And it'll be out in the corner. And they're going to say Hobbs touched it last, so it'll be Roswell ball. We are under 15 minutes remaining in regulation plus stoppage time now. Roswell with the 2-1 lead. All the goals in this one coming in the first half. And out to the middle of the pitch is Morales, tries to bring it up the left side, and he is tackled off the ball. Roswell sends it back to midfield, bouncing ball around 4 Eagles and 1 Coyote. The Coyote goes down, no whistle. But then Roswell will take it right back away from Hobbs. Again, they're going to just do what they can to take as much time off the clock as they can. It is their friend. They'd like to get another goal, and they are looking for the opportunities. Hobbs, in some instances, has brought up an extra attacker, which has left a couple of Roswell opportunities for either an odd man rush or an even man rush. But they have misfired on their passing on that. So Hobbs back in to the right wing, now back into the center. And a shot in, and that is in like the lamp. The Eagles have tied this one up as Villa came out and got a little bit too much on it.
And he knows.
He knows it, and the goal, Nathaniel Almanza on his first shot, comes at the, that is the 16:33 mark of the second. And we are tied at 2 apiece.
So that brings everybody to alive. Hobbs' bench comes alive. The fans very happy about that. You can hear some air horns.
So the Eagles senior knots this one up at 2 apiece.
You can see renewed energy there.
On the 11th Hobbs shot of the night. So now, can somebody win it in regulation, or are we going to need overtime? Not just extra time, but overtime. So Hobbs knots it up on a beautiful goal by Nathaniel Almanza. Now Roswell bringing it back down, and they've got 3-on-3 and a long bouncer in. Castanon, easy stop for him. So he will stop the Coyotes' 9th shot. It's put on net by Martin Sanchez. But now Roswell going to see if they can pick the intensity up the right wing, centering pass, and the Eagles will just send it immediately right back into their own bench. Bouncer in, Castanon will come out and get it. Makes a collision twice with a Coyote player. And if you were watching the Lovington game last week against these Coyotes, it was an extra time goal that won it for Roswell High in that one.
Yeah, they're no stranger to playing in overtime and doing their share of winning those overtime matches.
As a nifty little move there for Sanchez up the left wing. He'll send one on towards goal, and it just bends and twists away as he'll wind up eating a little turf for his trouble. It looked really good, and then all of a sudden the spin on the ball got it, and it just bent away from the goal. That can happen with a soccer ball.
Still, good try, good attack by Hobbs. They'd like to take that momentum and just use that to their advantage here. Try to get another goal.
And now Hobbs has got another chance off of the turnover. Running in and just a slider in, and coming out is Villa to take it before it ever becomes a shot. And he will roll it over. Under 11 minutes to go in regulation, all knotted at 2. Of course, in soccer, you've also got extra time. And a long one down the pitch. Roswell trying to settle it down. Hobbs trying to keep it out of harm's way. Eagles and the Coyotes battle near side. And just a little kick up to Sanchez, who moves around the 40 and then will center it up. Then a bouncer to Camacho, who goes down. I'm say no harm, no foul. Then a cross pitch pass to Villalobos.
Hobbs doing a nice job here. Passing, keeping control of the ball, doing some good footwork, playing teamwork here.
Now 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in regulation.
Roswell, of course, wanting to kind of slowing things up. And yeah, either team would really like to try to win this in regulation, within, and not send this to overtime. Things just have a tendency to unexpected things happen that you feel like you're not quite as in control of when we get into overtime. And then, of course, if it goes to kicks.
Yeah, you can have two overtimes, and then it goes to PKs. So Hobbs and Salas trying to get it up the left wing. Gets taken away by Roswell, but immediately out. So Salas will come over to throw it in from left to the Roswell bench.
And some of that feeling of, you're just not as in control as you are when you're in overtime, is because you're getting flat out tired. You're just fatigue starts to set in, and the adrenaline on top of the fatigue, and then when that leaves, it leaves you feeling even more tired than before. So it's you get worked up, you get excited, and then you relax and come down, and it's hard. It's hard to continue to play your best in overtime and then in the second overtime. You just really feel like it becomes more luck, and whoever just maintains and is able to just survive the longest.
And I do believe the overtimes are sudden death. So
yeah.
I will have to double check that, but
I think you're right. Of course, I spend a lot more time watching and paying attention, to professional soccer and some collegiate soccer.
As Hobbs on the march again, here's a chance, trying to center it up, and saved by one of the defensemen as Villa came out and slipped down. Actually, I think he collided with one of his own defenders.
Yeah, I think they just got a little bit tangled up right there.
So now Hobbs trying to turn the Jets back on.
And you see that a little longer the match goes.
Corner kick for the Eagles towards the middle of the pitch, and the header gets over everybody. Hobbs will settle it down, send it back into the middle, and another attempted header. Finally, Roswell going to clear it out. Villalobos going to come take it away from the Roswell forward, and then he will send one just wide of the screen.
Still Hobbs is just trying to stay on the offense here, just taking as keeping control of that ball and take as many shots as they can here.
Sometimes
a flurry of activity. Yeah.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense.
It's true, and you give yourself just more chances. Once the ball's in play, you don't know what's going to happen on a deflection.
And when you get it up there in traffic, sometimes you see own goals. We've seen a couple this season.
That's true.
Into the middle of the pitch, a little bump on Camacho, who will send it pitch wide. And Roswell trying to pick up their intensity a little bit. Hobbs takes it away on a good physical play, and then a long kick down off of the fanny of one of the Coyotes, and trying to get it out on the far side. Hobbs will get to it first, then a collision on the far sideline and out, and back to Roswell. 6:40 plus stoppage time remaining in regulation, all tied at 2 apiece. Eagles tied it up at the 16:33 mark off of the foot of Nathaniel Almanza. So on the throw in by the Coyotes, Hobbs will wind up with it, but a battle for it. Into the center of the pitch. Roswell trying to come across, and we got a big collision at midfield and out. And Roswell will maintain possession. So the Coyotes to throw it in, and a whistle sounds, and an infraction, and it'll go over to the Eagles for a throw in. That'll be Salas from the 50-yard line. And we'll toss it as both teams trying to figure out how to get some more offensive pressure. Under 6 minutes to play, plus stoppage time and regulation. Now Roswell bringing it up the right wing. Hobbs going to cut off the Coyotes. It goes back, though, to one of the trailers. That trailer and Camacho battle. Camacho comes away with it. Centering pass into the middle, trying to get it to Sanchez. Then he'll send a bouncer down off of the head. Hobbs with an opportunity and a slide tackle and a shot in. No good. Hobbs wanting the PK. Not going to be awarded to him, but another shot for the Eagles.
Saved by Villa. And then a throw.
And now Roswell's got an opportunity coming back the other way. It is in the cage and a bouncer, and that one is going to be kicked away. Roswell with a chance.
A save and then a save.
A Roswell faithful wanting a PK, not going to get it.
Nope.
Their 10th shot of the night. Comes off of Sanchez. And it'll be Roswell ball deep in the Hobbs zone with 4:45 remaining in regulation. Quite the back and forth battle.
That's been a good match from the very beginning, as Roswell scored with just within 2 minutes of play beginning. So we've definitely had a lot of action throughout this match.
In the very first minute of the match, and the Roswell throw in. Eagles get it and will clear it out. Roswell going to have to head back and get it. And they will with Castellanos. Then up the near side, Roswell gets a little bit of a break. Hobbs overrunning it. Sending it to the middle, a back kick. Roswell now with numbers, 3-on-2. They're going to send it towards the goal as Castellon going to come out and corral it and just send it back up the pitch for Dylan Galindo. So Galindo, the bouncer to the far side. Hobbs trying to pick it up. 4 minutes
nice
to go.
Pass.
Yes, it was.
Keeping it moving forward. Nicely done, although didn't have a Hobbs player up that far yet to be able to capitalize on that.
So now Roswell going to try and get another run at it. 2-all late in regulation. 3:30 plus stoppage time remaining. Hobbs just going to have to send it back and settle it down with Castellon. And back out to the midfield. Into no man's land. The Eagles will come up and get it. Trying to go over to the left wing. The Eagles have numbers. 3-on-2 to the middle. Working it around. A little dribble. Sending it on towards net and off of the bar. The Eagles with a golden opportunity there off of the golden boot of Alexis Sanchez.
Nice try.
And another save for Adrian Villa.
I think it may have gone off of his hand
I think
first.
it hit his hand
did.
before it hit the bar.
Yeah. Still, good try by Hobbs. Again, just trying to win it in regulation time, and that's really what you want to do.
2:45 remaining plus stoppage time, all tied up at 2. Bouncer, it'll be a foot race. Hobbs is going to win it. And just sweeping it out on the far side.
Yeah,
Castanon saying, I had that one, bud.
Yeah, well, I think he was afraid. He heard footsteps and was
I think
afraid
so.
that he was going to get the ball, taken away, and then.
So Roswell have the throw in deep in their offensive zone. Kick through, blocked out by the Eagles, cutting it off. Settling it down, Castanon. Sending it to the middle of the pitch, but nobody home for the black and gold. Now the red and white going to start it back the other way. And out off the Eagles. So another throw in. As we click down to 2 minutes remaining. And we have another cramp on the sideline.
Right. This Roswell player down, and actually, I think it looks like an Eagle helping him first.
We've seen the Eagles and we've seen them both helping the others out.
So we'll move the camera away. It's looks like a cramp and not a true injury. So, but still requires a little time to work out. Got to get up, take it off.
Getting them up, getting them moving. At 2:02 remaining with 2-2 on the board, 2-all. They will roll the clock, and now we are at 2 minutes on the Roswell throw-in.
It's a lot of twos.
Yes, it is a lot of twos. So into the middle of the pitch, Roswell winds up with it, a turnaround shot, and goes just wide of the cage. And Hobbs will dodge a bullet.
Castanon was there on the right side, and I think even if it had, if that had gone a little closer to the net, he would have been able to dive for it and hopefully stop it. But still, don't want to have to rely on that.
So now Hobbs going to try and put on another press. A soccer press as opposed to the Tasker press. That's into the middle with Camacho and a whistle.
And this should be against Roswell.
Yep, and it will be a free kick for the Eagles. So a chance for a set play from just shy of the 30-yard mark on the football field. So just shy of 40 yards as we click down to 1 minute remaining in regulation. So it'll be Alexis Sanchez to send it towards the goal. Sanchez, a little squib kick, trying to get the header in, and it is in, and it is off of Villa.
Ooh.
So Villa got the stop, and Eagle got the header in there, 14th stop.
Yeah, it was a nice kick and a good try, but a good save as well.
30 seconds remaining in regulation. Bouncing ball over to the far left wing. Roswell going to not get there in time. Should be Hobbs' ball. And that will do it for regulation. So now we are in extra time. I didn't see a signal of how much extra we were going to have. And they're going to say no extra.
Wow. Okay.
So we will go to overtime. We will take a quick breath and be back for overtime. 2-all going into OT number 1. Hobbs Soccer continues in a moment on Hobbs Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. And welcome back to Watson Stadium. It is overtime. 2 10-minute overtimes allowed in high school soccer. Then it goes to PKs, and it is, they call it in the rule book, they call it sudden victory.
Instead of sudden death. I think they're just trying to put a positive spin on that.
I think so.
Most people call it sudden death, but still. Yeah,
it
just means first team to score wins.
Yes, and so there's 20 minutes potentially in the overtimes.
And then if it still ends at the end of 2 overtimes, still knotted up, then you have shootout.
Then you got the shootout.
That's right.
The shootout is often called, whether it's in soccer or hockey, the most exciting event in sports. Because then it becomes mano a mano.
True.
And Roswell will control the opening kick. 10 minutes here in the first overtime period. First to score wins. So the Eagles coming from behind in this one to tie it up late in the second half.
Yeah, Roswell scored first early in that first minute and scored again. Hobbs able to come back with goals of their own.
Bringing it up the far sideline and then out. So Hobbs will kick it away. Of course, our first of a Hobbs triple header this week. We'll have the Hobbs girls here on Saturday afternoon, district match. Also Hobbs girls volleyball Saturday afternoon. Or rather Saturday morning, I should say.
Yeah, volleyball first.
Yep, from Tasker Arena, and then I'll run over here to Watson Stadium for the soccer match. 1 minute gone in overtime. Overtime period number 1. And off of the header. Roswell trying to find a little room to work. They'll have to feed it back. And they're bringing an extra attacker here as it feeds into the middle. But they'll take it back, and then nobody home on the backwards pass. As Hobbs going to try and settle it down and bring it down the other way. Bouncing ball. Goes up the right wing. Villa just going to come out of the box and collect that one, then toss it back over to his Coyote running mate on the near side. And a bounce down, settled down by a Roswell attacker, and then goes down as Galindo
nice
and
header.
Ballard.
Good ball control. Nice pass for Hobbs if they can keep control of it here and launch an offensive here. Offensive attack.
That's what they're going to want to do. And Roswell will take it back on the far sideline. Looking for a little space, room to work. Both teams clogging up the lanes pretty nicely. Hobbs centering pass, looking for some room, and a shot on goal, and stopped by Villa as Giancarlos Castanon sends it on net. 15th. Make that the 13th stop for Villa on the 15th shot for Hobbs. Villa has been extremely active. He did have to come out for a minute in favor of Jose Gonzalez while they
He missed
went
a couple
through
of minutes.
protocol, but Gonzalez did not face any shots on the throw in. Villa just comes through and takes it home, and now he'll toss one out all the way to midfield. That kid's got quite an arm, and it bounces, and it's going to be a opportunity for Roswell, but Hobbs gets the defenders back quickly and will stop it. The Coyotes going to try and settle it down and reset as they bring numbers up into the middle of the pitch. A little stutter step, gets a screen, and tossing it over to the far left wing, but nobody home. Roswell having to get on the horse to go over and get it. Now they'll try a wide angle shot, but it'll be swatted away. A slide tackle block by Dylan Galindo and out. Roswell ball. 6.5 remaining in the first overtime as we click to 8 o'clock on this Tuesday night. And the throw in towards the middle of the field. Hobbs will head it away and then boot it out of trouble. Roswell trying to get the extra attacker. And oh, that was a pretty blatant, but no call. And the Hobbs faithful seeing it too.
Yeah,
Roswell stays on the attack.
Offensive push there, but again,
sliding it towards the back of the end zone, and Castanon comes over and corrals it. He's going to wait, and he'll send it towards the midfield. There's a bouncer as Cabacho was out there, but so were 4 Roswell defenders.
the push back there is going to pay back.
Now another bouncer. Galindo gets tripped up, and yep, that should be a free kick.
And it should be for Hobbs over there around the,
yeah, it should be
20-yard line. Yep.
As Sanchez will send it towards net, off of the header and wide. And it'll go out, and the Roswell Coyotes will send it back as we click towards the halfway mark of this first overtime. And back towards the middle of the pitch, off the head of Villalobos and out.
Yep, first team to score wins, and if we end the 10 minutes, and we have another 10-minute overtime period.
And on the bouncing ball, 2 Coyotes converge with an eagle and a whistle. And they're going to call the minor infraction on Roswell. So give it back to Hobbs. They'll quickly put it into play. The Eagles trying to do a little fancy footwork. Battle in the middle of the field. Roswell winds up winning that one. Then a bouncer towards the cage. Castanon will come out before any of the Coyotes can get to it.
He'll put the big boot into it, send it down past midfield.
Yep, Diego sends it back onto the feet of the black and gold. And Salas has that one popped away from him. But they're going to say off of him, so it'll be a throw in for Roswell. 4 minutes to go in the first overtime. And out, so Roswell throw in from midfield again.
It's been quite the battle here this evening. The two teams.
Yes, it has been, as Roswell will wind up with it and just put your foot on it and step on it. I like it. Hey, it works. It stops the momentum. You get the ball back.
As both teams, of course, want to start district play with a victory here.
Yes, you do. Into the middle of the pitch. This could be an opportunity for the Eagles as Gamez almost loses it. Attempted slide tackle. He will lose it. Now back into the middle. It's Camacho. Sends a bouncer to the near side. Was trying to get Sanchez. Sanchez back in and wide.
Just had to rush that kick just a little bit as, you know, Roswell's defense was coming over and just missed by about a ball's width out there on the right side of the net.
3 minutes exactly remaining in overtime number 1. 2-2 the score. And so it'll be a free kick for the Coyotes, and they'll send it back. Hobbs just off of the header back to the middle of the pitch. Now it'll be Sanchez looking for some room. Splitting through, the Eagles battling as Gamez and Camacho running up there, but Villa just comes out and takes it away and will send it back down.
Good defensive coverage there by Roswell, unfortunately for Hobbs.
2.5 remaining in regulation, off the head and out. Roswell ball. Now they'll have it deep inside Eagle territory. Both teams looking for their first district win. Of course, it is the district opener. Hobbs looking to get to 10 wins on the season. 2 Villalobos on the far side as he battles against a Coyote. It'll go out. And we have 2 minutes remaining in the first overtime period. And looks like 10 minutes. Well, you never want to say never. As Sanchez with it feeds a runner up. Villa comes out and will just swat it away and out. So Hobbs will have the throw in. As we click to 90 seconds remaining in the first overtime. In the far left corner and out and over to Roswell. So Coyote ball. And that one will be sent over to the track and out. And an Eagle down and not feeling good with 1 minute remaining in the first overtime period.
Up and okay.
1 minute to go, first overtime. Hobbs on the throw-in. Bouncing ball into the deep right corner. Eagle, a little stutter step over there. Trying to work it towards the middle of the field, back out to
Nice
the 15-yard line. A little turnaround. That one bouncing through, and Villa has to come out and grab it. On the bouncer in the middle from Castanon.
So Hobbs overshoots just a little bit.
Just a little.
Trying to battle back, though, and try to slide this one. Yeah.
30 seconds to go in the first overtime. Salas going to feed it back to his running mates, and then that one is taken away. Bouncing ball as an Eagle and a Coyote collide. Castanon will come out and scoop that one up. And we should be sending it back in. We've got about 10 seconds remaining in regulation. of the first overtime.
Roswell's being very aggressive here down in the.
And that will do the first overtime. So we've played one. Well, a little more free soccer as we come back for the second overtime. This is Hobbs Eagle Soccer from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. And welcome back to Hobbs Eagle Soccer from New Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports as the Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell High Coyotes go to their second overtime period. And during the break, I was just doing a quick check, and there is no shootout in the regular season. So if it is tied at the end of this period,
yes,
then it's a tie.
It's just a tie. It goes down as, and that's where you get, a record of 5-1-1, sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, because so both teams going to do their best to try to break the tie here because they don't want to end in a tie, especially
it's
to
like
start off their district.
And I heard a very wise, crusty old hockey coach say that one time. So, and yes, he did say it on the air. So
okay, that's all right.
Back in my
your cousin.
Back in my hockey calling days, he said it was like kissing your sister.
Well, I was trying to make it a little less incestuous. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what Coach Mack thought of ties. So.
Well, they're not fun for anybody.
And if you do it in a Canadian accent, it makes it funny. So.
So 10 minutes to try to win this one.
And that went over the heads of everybody and out. Should be Hobbs' throw-in from right in front of the Roswell bench. It will be. Oh, the Eagles going to throw it in. Behind in a little space, looking. Sending it into the middle. Roswell kicks it back. And then we've got an Eagle go down hard.
I think
that's Almanza who has one of the Eagle goals.
Right, but I didn't see a player actually cause that. It looked like he just maybe slipped and just tripped.
But it will be a free kick for Hobbs, and this from the
I guess it wasn't then.
From
I guess
the 35-yard mark. This will be an opportunity.
I guess he got tripped up by somebody there. I just missed the beginning of it.
That one goes high over, and swiping it out of harm's way is Villa, who leaps over everybody. Wonder if the Roswell High basketball coach saw that. He's probably going, "Hey, we're going to be starting practices for long."
Got some ups, that's for sure.
Yes, he does. He is 6'1", so at least that's what he's listed out on the roster.
Well, that's what you want. You want your goalkeeper to be able to cover a lot of territory. And with a tall body, big wingspan, that's what you get. And if you got somebody who's really
athletic. And the Eagles take it back off a great work from Villalobos, and that one is in and off of the crossbar.
Wow.
And then Roswell gets out of it. There's another shot in by Sanchez, his fifth shot. That one off the pipes. And now Roswell trying to take it down, charging the other way. Wide open look on the left wing. Couldn't settle it down in time. Into the middle of the pitch, looking for some room. Turnaround block shot.
Nice work. Nice defense by
Now
Hobbs.
Roswell pushing in on the right wing, and Roswell player goes down and out, and it'll be a Roswell throw-in deep in Hobbs territory. 7.5 remaining in the second overtime. So whistle sounds. We will have a sub coming in for the Coyotes. It'll be Raul Gomez coming back in. So Ross will throw in deep in Hobbs territory from the far sideline.
That's what a battle this has been between these two teams since the very beginning.
Yes, it has been. Back out to the midfield. Well, Roswell will finally settle it down. Coyotes going to try and go on the attack. And a long shot in and stopped by Castanon.
Good save.
His 11th stop of the night. Back out into the midfield. Eagles centering pass.
Nice pass.
And settling it down, turn it around, firing in is on Carlos Castanon and stopped.
Villa with a save of another save of his own.
15th save of the night for Villa.
Boots it away.
6:20 remaining, all knotted up at 2. Castanon onto the near side to Almanza, then back to the middle. As Sanchez sending it to the left wing off of the head.
Oh, very
Hobbs
nice
with it.
backwards
Sanchez
pass. Yeah,
gets
lovely.
tripped up, but it'll come near side, settling it down, trying to leave it off. Almanza leaps over. Then he'll put it back in the middle, and a shot blocked, getting it into the middle for Sanchez. And back over, a little scoop kick, and then a push out, and that'll be a free kick for Hobbs from around the 15-yard mark.
Hobbs had one of these almost go in off of a header.
And there will be a cramp over there in addition to that. So the ref helping the Eagles stretch it out over there. Should be free ball for the Eagles, free kick. So they can do a set play. As up and moving again is Alexis Sanchez. So Sanchez will bend it towards the goal. Hobbs lining it up, sending it in. Off the head. Bouncing ball after originally touched. Then bodied up by the Eagles right in the middle. Turnaround opportunity. Almanza's bouncing shot and stopped again by Villa, who will send it back down. We are at the halfway mark of the second overtime. If after in the regular season, 2 overtimes means and no score means tie game. Neither one of these teams wants a tie on their record, although it's better than a loss. So on to the near side, trying to find some room. Hobbs putting it up, and a turnaround shot and blocked out. Alex Gamez puts the shot on goal, and Villa stops another one. So now Roswell going to try and return the favor. It'll be a foot race down the sideline. Castanon comes out and dangerously takes it away. Roswell wanted a call, did not get it.
No, if
Their
anything.
whole bench was up in arms, literally. So Hobbs will bring it down the other way. Under 4 to go in the second overtime. Bouncing ball to the far side.
So battling hard, both of
Yes,
these
they
teams.
are, and we'll have a
Finally.
slide tackle from behind and have a free kick for the Eagles from about 10 yards out. And the Eagle that got tackled is still down.
Nope, now he's
As
going to
back,
come
that's
up.
Alexis Sanchez back up again.
Of course, Sanchez, one of our key players for Hobbs. Key offensive players for sure.
3:19 remaining in overtime number 2. It is score a goal for one of these teams or go home with a tie. As Sanchez prepares to send it on net. Hobbs lining up. Roswell lining up too. For the set play, Sanchez just a little weak sweeper, and then it comes back out off the deflection. Put back in and blocked by the Coyotes. And Nelson to bouncer back down towards midfield. Working for it. Coyotes waiting for some reinforcements. They had them, but then they sweep it away and out. You had two Coyotes converging on it. Instead of one of them coming in on it, one of them going down the wing. So 2.5 to go. Throw in for Hobbs. All tied at 2. Overtime number 2. So on the throw in, off the back of the head. Coyotes send the bouncing ball into the middle. 1-on-3. And now the Coyotes come through, and Villalobos strips the ball through. He'll come to the middle, but then he'll lose it right back to Roswell. They'll sweep it into the middle, and then off the bottom of the foot and out, give it back to Hobbs. So on the throw in for the Eagles will be Dylan Galindo. We are down under 2 minutes to play as that one will go out into the Hobbs bench. So Roswell with the throw in. With approximately 90 seconds to go. Villalobos will just walk that one out, and then he will send it in. Off of the header of the Coyotes and out. It's almost like the Coyotes at this point are playing for the tie. So Villalobos to send it in from midfield. Waiting for an Eagle to spring free or see something he likes. Comes back to him as he'll head that one off and out. 1 minute approximately remaining. And back to Roswell High as they've got one more chance at a push here late in the second time. And the spinner thrown in and then out. So back to Hobbs. So we click down to approximately 45 seconds remaining in OT. 2-all the score, overtime number 2. And on the throw in, Eagles gonna head it, goes out to the middle of the field. Coyotes, Villalobos centering pass. Brings it up in a collision at midfield, and they're going to call Hobbs for that one. It'll be a free kick for Roswell.
And the Roswell player is
Coyotes is down.
I think he's going to pop back up. He is.
Yeah, he's going to be up. That'll be Freddie Fair. But a free kick for the Coyotes as we are under 30 seconds to play here in overtime number 2. As Fair takes it back. Looks for some room. Hobbs will take it away. One more push now for the Eagles up the deep left wing. Going to have to take a shot at it. Nothing on that one, and the Eagle goes tumbling, and the ball goes out. And we should be nearing the end of overtime number 2. The official rules don't actually say anything about stoppage time. But it'll be a corner kick for the Eagles. One last gasp for Hobbs to try and pull the victory out. On the curve, to the middle, off of the head. Roswell will head it out of harm's way. Hobbs tries to come in and get it on the rebound, and no, and the whistle sounds.
Wow.
And that, I believe, will do it.
Do it. We're tied.
So a 2-all tie to open the district season. The Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell Coyotes tie it up at 2 apiece. Let's take a quick look as Roswell started the scoring in this one early with Axel Sanchez at just 1 minute and 2 seconds into the match. He got the first goal for the Coyotes. Then it'll Jose Gonzalez at the 20-30 mark of the first half scored the second Roswell goal. After that, Hobbs held them out of the net and scored 2 themselves. Alexis Sanchez scoring at 22-11 of the first on a penalty kick. And then Nathaniel Almanza at 16:33 of the second to knot it up. Hobbs taking 19 shots on goal, finding the back with 2 of them. Roswell High taking 11 shots on goal and finding the back with 2 of theirs as well. So Hobbs will go to 9-5-1 on the year. Roswell High to 10-4-1. with District to continue later in the week. So the Hobbs Eagles and the Roswell Coyotes go the 2-all tie. And that's how we end this one up tonight.
Yep, that's it. I mean, what can you say? I think both teams left it all on the field tonight. They both had chances to move ahead, to win it. But each team playing pretty evenly tonight, actually, what we saw throughout it. So, again, didn't win it, didn't lose it, neither way, and they both move forward to their next district matches. And
coming up on Saturday.
That's right.
Hobbs will be on the road. I don't know about Roswell High, but we will have the Hobbs girls as they'll be home on Saturday. We'll have that for you. Saturday afternoon, scheduled for 3 o'clock. So keep an eye on our Facebook pages and on HobbsAmerica.com. And we will wrap things up with that. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things back at One Radio Square. For Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.